Hey guys, Cameron here from the game station, coming at you with another vlog. And today is kind of a touchy subject, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this. But before I start saying what I'm gonna say, just know I am pro LGBT. I support that community fully with what they do, but I do have some issues with their newest type of stuff. And the only reason I'm bringing this topic up is because there's an anti-LGBT law about that could be possibly passed in Georgia, which means The Walking Dead would move from Georgia to somewhere else to film. But that's not what I'm here to talk about, even though that is, very big support for the people for the LGBT community from The Walking Dead. What I'm actually here to talk about is a new law about to be passed in Michigan and some other places. So obviously, you guys know that in the LGBT community, people can identify as male or female or non-gender specific, all this kind of stuff. Schools in Michigan, which is where I live, if you guys don't know, are kind of close to passing a law that would mean if, all right, let's say a boy identifies as a girl, he could go into the girls' locker room / bathroom and he can change his name, and the parents wouldn't have to know. But it raises issues, and like I said, I'm pro LGBT. My girlfriend's pansexual. I love her, although pansexual isn't the word I would use for it, for what she is. But I mean, I don't hate on the community at all. I love everyone. I have family members that are in that community and in the LGBT community, and I support them very much. But looking at this from a high school perspective, it's a lot of hormonal teens there, and you want to put them to where they can go in the same bathroom together. Think about this. A dude walks into the bathroom and sees a girl there. Sees a girl just chilling in there because she identifies as a guy. It's just a little bit awkward, isn't it? Because, I mean, it's a hormonal teen boy around a girl in a bathroom. Things can get kind of bad, and you got to look at it from a standpoint of, well, yeah, it's a big step for the community, for the LGBT community. It's also kind of a bad thing to do because these are hormonal teen boys and girls. I don't care if they identify as a girl or a guy. It's still going to be a problem because you're going to see it as, okay, even though this person identifies as a guy, it's still a girl, or even though this person identifies as a girl, it's still a guy, and hormones are going to take over, and things are going to happen, and it's more of a difficulty of kind of trying to think of the word to put for this. It's a hard thing to describe right now. But while, yeah, I support them doing this, I don't really support them doing this because it's going to cause problems. I mean, you go into a locker room after gym to go shower, and there's, since the girl identifies as a guy, she's showering with you, and that's going to raise some problems, not just for her, but for the school itself. And they don't have to identify the parents. So a kid could go to the school. Let's say it's a guy named Jake, and this is actually the thing from when I was reading the story. This is what this was the, I'm trying to think what it's called. This was the example they gave. A kid named Jake goes to school, and he wants to be called Jane because he identifies as a girl. His parents would never know. And with his permission, his legal name and his name by choice and all that can be added to his record for the schools and all that. And you just got to look at it as, okay, well, yeah, that's really freeing for them, and they deserve to be treated as they want to be treated and deserve to be called what they want to be called and identify as how they want to identify. In a school setting, that's kind of a difficulty because it means that you can have a girl and a guy in the locker room showering together. It's going to raise some issues. And I know last year a guy had sex with some girl in a classroom and got kicked out. And, if word gets out that a school is allowing this, I don't think a school is going to really want to allow that. Not really for a standpoint of them trying to be, I get that they want to be pro-LGBT and support that community, but some schools don't, and some schools are, really hating on it and there's a lot of hate on the stuff is what I'm saying in schools, and it's really, really messed up. But with the fact being that it's always going to be a difficulty for them. I mean, yeah, it's really cool that schools would do this. They would let them be themselves around the school, but it's more of a legal standpoint as I look at it. You got to look at this from two different sides. You got to look at it from the side of being, kind of right, being on the good side of, supporting this, being pro LGBT, but also on the side of the law where it's, I don't really want to say sexual harassment, but it's kind of what it is. It's kind of like a sexual harassment type thing. If, a student looked at a teacher looked at a student and said, nice ass or something, there's a legal problem right there. Or if he said, like another thing, teachers can't call a male teacher can't call a female student beautiful or hug students or anything because it's seen as wrong in the school. And I know this because I had a teacher who would pretty much hug kids every day, and he was a really cool teacher. He ended up retiring last year, and he's a good teacher. It was sad to see him go, but it's kind of that standpoint is you look at it as it's a legal type thing more than just being right or wrong with the situation. I don't really think schools would want to take the legal action necessary. They could get sued because a teacher or, something could happen where the parents find out, after the student tells them, and then the parents ask what that means, and then they explain that it just means that, okay, so-and-so can, go into the girls' locker room and all this and shower with them. And you got to look at it as it's legally wrong right there because it's pretty much like they're encouraging them to see the opposite sex naked even if they don't identify as what their actual sex is. Or gender. I should probably use gender. It's probably the better word right now is gender. But, you got to look at it. You can't just look at it from one standpoint. You got to look at it from both. And while I support them doing this, it's a good idea. I like the idea. It's really cool. I don't support them doing it in a school. Maybe, well, at least in a high school or middle school. That's not something I would really support because it's less control of hormones, and especially in the locker room, it could be difficult. Now, colleges are a different story, however. Colleges typically have them split up into male or female dorms, sometimes co-ed dorms, but they typically have them split up, and they typically nowadays more colleges are bigger and have bathrooms, private bathrooms, and it wouldn't be as awkward. But in a high school, middle school, elementary type setting, it would not fit because while I encourage people to be who they are, I'm not going to encourage a school to decide to say, hey, you can be who you are in this school, and if you're a guy, you can go in the girls' bathroom and, pretty much, because it's not that hard to lie about this. You could easily say, yeah, I identify as a girl now, and, yada, 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 and that could be a big issue through the school right there. And the school could be sued, possibly shut down for a lot of things, and so yeah, I just don't think it's a good idea for schools to do this. But I guess there could be good reasons for doing this. Not that I'd really, besides, letting people be themselves and, but there's just a lot of issues against it too. You have to look at everything in a debate style. There's issues for and issues against it. And I think this one just has a big legal issue against it instead of, all the reasons for it. I mean, yeah, they could stack up and stack up and stack up, but the school is at risk for being sued because of sexual harassment and stuff like that. And it just makes things a lot worse for pretty much everybody. But drop your guys' thoughts in the comments below on if you think this is a good idea, a bad idea, and give me your reasons why. Like I just said, I listed a bunch. But give your reasons why, and also the Deadpool or Daredevil Punisher hat, Team Punisher, and then my Deadpool shirt I'm wearing right now. But that's why I said Deadpool. But yeah, you guys drop your thoughts in the comments below on whether you think this is right or wrong. Have a good day. Peace.